Dolphins last year were a surprise team. They went 10-6. We all didn't expect that they had one of the top defenses in the entire NFL in terms of points allowed. And I was reading something today about Chan Gailey. Chan Gailey came out and basically gave out his first comments since leaving the Dolphins. And he said he was in total shock when Tua was named the starter, which means that Chan Gailey didn't know he was going to be the starter.
He's the offensive coordinator?
Yeah. And Chan Gailey said that he thought Fitz was the guy. The offense
So
was
the
rolling.
offensive coordinator didn't know who was going to start.
Yeah, he said that Tua didn't have a preseason. He didn't have an offense built around Tua. Like, Tua didn't have an offense that was cultivated towards his skill sets.
Offense.
Exactly. And Chan Gailey was totally caught by surprise, which probably leads you to believe that that's why Tua didn't look so great in his rookie season. And because of that, I think this year we might be primed for a breakout season from Tua. I think this might be a breakout year. I love the additions. They got Bobby McCain, Eric Flowers, Kyle Van Noy. No, those are their losses.
Yeah,
those are losses, my fault. They got Will Fuller, Bernard McKinney, Jacoby Brissett,
Jaylen
Malcolm
Waddle.
Brown, Matt Skura, Justin Coleman, Adam Butler, Jason McCourty. McCourty is there too. Jalen Phillips from the draft, Jalen Waddle, Ted Karras. He left to New England. I think they made a lot of great additions, especially in their wide receiver core. Tua now has a lot of legit weapons in Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle, and I'm forgetting his name off out of the backfield.
Devontae Parker? Oh, pardon me.
Out of the backfield. He was a surprise running back last season. I'm forgetting his name.
Malcolm Brown?
Not Malcolm Brown. It was the third down receiving back.
Gaskin?
Myles Gaskin, yes. He was really good for them last year. Because of that, I think that Tua will be better. Statistically, he will be better. But their schedule is tough. They got the Patriots. They got Buffalo. They got Indianapolis, the Bucks, the Ravens, the Saints, the Titans.
Damn.
That's a tough schedule. Do I think Tua will be better? Yes. Do I think he's going to all of a sudden go into elite status? No. Because of that, I have them going 9-8 next season. I think their schedule is insanely tough, and even their easier games against the Falcons, Carolina, I don't think those are pushover teams. I think Carolina's going to give a fight. I think Atlanta's going to give a fight, and even Las Vegas, the Raiders. With Derek Carr, he always has them in a position to win the game. Because of that, I'm not sure about the Dolphins. I'm not sure if they replicate that same success, and their defense was insanely lucky. I mean, last year, they were one of the best defenses in terms of points allowed, but they gave up the most yards. They were insanely lucky on turnovers and forcing turnovers. They had a lot of breaks. I'm not sure if that happens next season.
Well, I think, bringing back, regardless of if it's luck or not, bringing back a top 10 defense in the league is impressive, mostly bringing all their guys back from that defense. And like you said, Tua didn't have a whole preseason. He kind of was just thrown into the fire of a Ryan Fitzpatrick offense. It was actually, get this team to the playoffs. Granted, we didn't see them being where they were at, 10-6. It was a kind of a mystery. Brian Flores did an incredible job. Now, like you said, Mike G, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm going to just call him Mike G, the tight end. Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, they have weapons for Tua. So there's really no – I don't want to say this could be a make or break season for Tua, but it just feels like so much pressure is on him to deliver in year 2 with all the weapons that he has. Like, he has a pretty good offense, and now he's had a full, preseason, a full offseason. He's going to have a full training camp to have this offense built around his success, built around what he's good at, his strengths. And it's now you have a top 10 defense on the other side now. Can you carry us to the playoffs? And like you said, this schedule is extremely tough. On paper, I have them as the second best team in the division, but I think they finished third. I think they finished behind New England. I don't think Tua is going to be ready. I think he's going to have a good statistical season, but he's going to make a lot of errors in the fourth quarter, a lot of errors that cost him some games. And I think this team is just too young to really overcome this deadly, dangerous schedule. I mean, Bills, like you said, Bills, Colts, and this is the Colts when they're probably going to be healthy. Wentz and Quentin Nelson are going to be back for this game. Then you got the Falcons. That's not a pushover, like you said. Ravens. You got the Panthers. You got New York. You got New Orleans. At New Orleans, you got Tennessee. So it's going to be a tough schedule. And I don't think Tua is going to be ready to come in and just win them games that fast.
Yeah, he's not. But you have to think bringing back a top 10 defense like adds a bit of security for him in the sense that I don't got to be gunslinging Fitzpatrick now. I could, afford to like chill out a little bit, which has been his game. But I feel like my problem with him last season was that like whenever you see a young quarterback, you always find out like who their safety blanket is. I don't think Tua was able to find a safety blanket last season, but I think them bringing in Jalen Waddle was kind of like that safety blanket in a way. Now, granted, Jalen Waddle's a rookie, so I don't know how safe and secure that's going to be. But even if not, he has Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, and all those guys. So I don't think it's a make or break. I think it's too early to tell. Like, if he struggles this season, like I don't think anyone's going to hate him. He's still trying to figure out the game. He's coming off a season where he would either start or come in, depending on how the game went. Ryan Fitzpatrick would come in and at least try to finish it off. So, like, you can argue whether or not his rookie season was for real. I mean, this is his real first season, so I wouldn't, I don't think there's too much pressure. I just let him get out there, get some chemistry with his receivers, and, let him feel an NFL game for, like, good, like the whole fourth.
If you think he has an average statistical season, you don't think he's going to get crucified? I think he is.
I think he's going to get
he's going to get crucified, but, like, I don't think it should be anything to it.
I think this team is primed for a playoff run, and if he doesn't make the playoffs, they're going to get him. Like, they're going to be on him. This team is geared up to, like, we just went 10-6. We just added some guys for you. Now the offense, we've given you the keys full time. It's like, now it's really on you. Can you do it? Can you lead us to the playoffs? Our defense is going to do their job. Can the offense help out our defense?
I don't think enough people talk about how Brian Flores set up Tua to fail, basically. I mean,
talk about it.
What was the goal behind that? Like, just slotting in Tua to start and not letting Chan Gailey know? Because it definitely wasn't to draft another quarterback. They were sitting at 3, and they moved back. Were they probably eyeing Zach Wilson or Trevor? I don't think so. Maybe Trevor, because he was this generational prospect, quote unquote. Maybe they didn't like Fields or Lance or Mac Jones there, but realistically, Brian Flores, I think, handled the quarterback situation as bad as you can handle it last season. When Tua didn't play well, he benched him, and that shattered somebody's confidence. Mark Sanchez came out and said the same thing. He was like, you can't do that to a rookie quarterback. I'm not sure if there's anything behind that, but the reason why I think the Dolphins are going to drop off, and not by much, I have them going 9-8, is because their defense got extremely lucky last year. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think their offense will be better next year, but that offensive line still isn't very good. When you look at their offensive line, Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, Michael Dater, Robert Hunt, Jesse Davis, or Matt Skura may start, and he was bad with the Ravens. Their offensive line is bad. Tua, there's different skill sets in this receiving group. Devontae Parker is more of a jump ball guy. Jalen Waddle is a route runner. He's going to call separation. And Will Fuller is a deep threat. I don't think Fuller and Devontae Parker fit Tua's skill set. I do think Waddle and Gesicki do. So I think those will be like his 2 go-to guys. Because of that offensive line and pressure may come quicker, those may be the 2 guys that he looks to the most. But we'll have to see. But I think there are a lot of question marks with the Dolphins. I'm not ready to put them second in the AFC East or first. I think they finished third too.
I got them at 7-10.
7-10?
Yeah, that's after just doing my calculations. I got them at 7-10.
If they go 7-10, they're gonna have a field day with Tua.
I don't even think that's like because the AFC just got so much better.
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, it's just like they got a lot of tough games, man. A lot of games where they could look at it and be like, well, we played tough, but just certain teams is just better than this. Like they could. I don't think they'll split it with Buffalo. I think Buffalo can easily win both of those games. New England, I think, can win both of those games. They got New England, and it'll be tough too because if they end the season right, if they're like gunning for that 6-7 seed spot and they're in a race, those last 3 games against the Saints, Titans, and the Patriots are going to be a tough dogfight in the end of the season for them. So if they're fighting, it's going to be hard.
And I'm expecting Jameis to make a big leap this year too.
Jameis
Winston.
Oh,
He's gonna be
I
great.
was so confused.
He's going to be great.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I
see,
know you
brother.
was hating on Jameis.
30 for 30?
You was hating on Jameis. I remember.
You keep saying hating. What's hating?
You
to
was hating on Jameis.
Hating is like never wanting to see a guy succeed. I don't not want to see him succeed. He just has it, you know.
I know you hating on Jameis. When he shows out, you gonna see. You gonna see you was hating on Jameis.